What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. This is the weekly Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific Q&A with Andre. That's me. My goal is to bring value, to give you guys tools, to provide the thing that some people, and it's okay, but some people just can't afford a coach, can't afford therapy, can't afford a group. So my goal here is to provide that weekly Q&A session where I can give you some tidbits, some nuggets that you can take home and create some kind of peace, love, happiness, scale, business, more money, all that fun stuff. So that's my goal here. And it's okay that some people have budgets, and I understand budgets very, very well. And again, my goal here is to just give. So it's your time, not mine. Bring it on. Welcome. Whoever's here, let me know where you're from, how to deal with bad people in a team environment. So whether that's a business or a sales team or even a baseball team, any kind of a team, anytime you're dealing with people, automatically you're going to have to deal with what's called the human dynamic. And that's what I love to break down, is that human dynamic. Here's what happens. People are people, and we, funny enough, we operate the same identical way. We are built the same. There's a conscious mind. There is an ego, and some say that the ego is a conscious mind. Conscious mind is the ego, and that's the enemy. Doesn't matter, but it's there. Then we have what's called the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is where everything is stored. That's who we really are. So we do over 90% of everything that we do in life is coming from our subconscious mind. Here's what happens. In the years that you've been alive, actually, we will go all the way back to being an embryo. Everything that's been recorded in your subconscious mind today, people do life through that filter of the past. So whatever shit they had, whatever problems they had, whatever situations they had in their life, they built stories around them. So today, the people that you are looking at in your team, in your company, in your baseball team, anywhere you have a group of people, everybody is doing their life through the filter of the past. So if you put on sunglasses and the filters, or any kind of glasses, and the filters are literally loaded with all this shit from the past, you're seeing the future through all this stuff. And it could be fears, it could be phobias, it could be self-esteem issues, it could be confidence issues, it could be all kinds of issues. In that is where the problem arises. So you're saying, hey, that guy's an asshole, that chick is a bitch, this person talks horribly, this person's always negative, this one's always complaining, this one's being rude to me, this one attacks me, this one talks in certain ways to me. Here's what happens. You, number one, you're in a team, 5 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, it doesn't matter. People are people. You got to be you. And this is the core of everything. You figure you out, because until you know you and you're content and comfortable in your own skin, you have nothing. That's number one. For you to self-develop to a point to where you are, again, cozy in your own skin. Until that happens, nothing's going to matter. And until that happens, what is open is all of your insecurities. So when Bob does his thing and Mary does her thing, what happens is you're open to that vulnerability because you're not strong yet. You're not fulfilled in your skin just yet. So as long as you're open to shit's going to come in. It's going to hit you at the core because of your past shit. So number one, work on you, build you, make yourself powerful. And I'm talking about the inside. I'm not talking about putting on muscle. Putting on muscle is going to do nothing for the inside. It may help you feel good for a few minutes. Like, wow, I looked in the mirror and I got biceps. I got a 6-pack. Whoa, I'm amazing. And that's only going to last until Bob does his thing and Mary does her thing. And all of a sudden, like, shit, damn, what happened? So going back to you, make you strong. As you're making yourself strong, please understand nothing happens overnight. Just like you having issues, nothing happened overnight. It's been built over the years since you were born, since you were conceived. Please understand this. As soon as the embryo thing was formed, boom, you started absorbing. So today you're doing life from the past filter of all the stuff that you've recorded and, more importantly, have created stories around. Cool or cool? Cool, exciting. Number one, fix you, make you strong. Number two, you can never ever change anyone. You cannot change any other person. And here's what happens. And here's where a lot of relationships, and it could be relationship one-on-one, it could be relationship one to many, meaning you to a group, to a team. Here's the fuckery. The fuckery is that most people go into relationships with their blueprint called the filter from the past, and they have expectations that you have to do certain things in order for me to be happy. And if you cannot do those things, well, I'm going to make you do those things. I'm going to do my best to push you, change you, mold you, tweak you until you do the things that I need to be happy, not realizing that me being happy is me being happy. Nobody can make me happy. I cannot make you happy. You can choose to be happy. I can choose to be happy at any given moment. So looking to change someone is the most evil thing on the planet. Now, it doesn't mean you can't communicate from a respectful place like, hey, here's what works for me and here's what doesn't work for me. So if you call me a dick, all right, one time, cool. You think I'm a dick, got it. Not the end of the world unless I take it personally and it's like, damn, Bob called me a dick. I must be a dick. And if I let that thing now take root in my conscious mind and it gets into my subconscious mind, and that takes now, the roots start growing and it gets deeper, and I start believing in the fact that maybe I am a dick. Maybe Bob is right. If I have Bob up on a pedestal and Bob thinks I'm a dick, then shit, damn it. Cool. So that's that. Your goal is to not let those things take root. Your goal is very simple. You want to communicate. So if Bob now calls you a dick one more time, wouldn't it be correct for you to say, hey, Bob, you might have your opinions around me. Number one, since we have to be in this group together, it is what it is. I still choose to be here. You're obviously choosing to be here as well. But calling me a dick just doesn't work. Okay? So you have your opinions. Don't share them with me. Cool or cool? Is that exciting? So if you communicate the fact that you respect yourself to the place that, one, you're not a dick, two, you're not allowing somebody to call you a dick, think what you want. Your opinion of me is none of my business. So please do not give me your opinion unless I ask you. So, hey, Bob, do you think I'm a dick? And at that point, Bob has the right to answer. But until then, he doesn't have the right to call anybody any kind of name. But again, people have shit. And this is where bullying is at an all-time high. And funny enough, it's not even just in, younger ages. Bullying happens at all freaking ages. It's all over the place. People do it rampantly to make themselves feel more powerful. The only reason kids bully is to make themselves feel okay. And it's a weird, again, fuckery, because when kids are empty on the inside, what they'll do is they'll put somebody else down. And this is, again, all humans, but they'll put somebody else down in order to give them a little oxygen. Oh, I am okay. I feel good. And again, please understand, this is unconscious behavior. Nobody wakes up in the morning thinking the only way for me to feel great today is to go fuck up that guy, tell her she's a blah, and then, I'm going to feel amazing. Nobody wakes up consciously with a plan to do that. Everybody has shit and we all want to feel better, good, etc. But when you do it at the price of another, then that's obviously called bullying. And it's the idea of stepping on somebody's throat for you to get ahead, right? People do it in business all the time. And that's another form of bullying. It's like, well, I'm just fucking up my competition. Well, there's a way to deal with competition, but if you're stepping on somebody's throat for you to get ahead, and that's a really beautiful saying, because when you're stepping on somebody's throat, you're actually looking to cut off their air supply, really hurt them for you to get ahead. I mean, let's just conceptualize that for a quick minute. What the heck does that even mean? What is it? It doesn't make any sense. So, how to deal with negative people, bad people inside of a group. You be strong and don't take their shit if the shit continues. Communicate respectively and say, hey, that's not for me. It doesn't work for me. Here's what does work. Here's what doesn't work. And the best thing you can do is communicate that. If it doesn't work, if that communication doesn't work, then you can go to the group leader and say, hey, here's what's happening. So you have options. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to go back to the most important factor is you. You being strong and staying strong is where it's at. Nothing else, literally nothing else matters. Another question I had was, what does it take to start a business? And I think the bigger question that I read into it was, can anyone start a business? Is business for everybody? So let's go with we'll go with the first one, meaning I think the more important one, is business for everyone and anyone? Is it for them? And here's my answer. Can anyone do business? Theoretically, yes, but business is a motherfucker. Please hear me out. Business is not easy. Business is literally boot camp for a lifetime. As long as you're in business, you're going to hit walls, you're going to hit hurdles, you're going to hit days where you question life, you question everything. Money comes and goes. You're going to make a ton of money, then one day you're going to be in debt, and it's like, whoa, did I sign up for this? And here's the trick. It brings on this stress that nobody prepares us for. Nobody tells us, here's what it's going to look like. Here's the emotional roller coaster. You're going to hit walls called panic attacks. You're going to hit moments that are called fight or flight. You're going to want to just fucking run to get away from everything. But why is this so hard? Why is business that difficult? Well, I'll tell you, in my journey of now, I'm 52. I've been an entrepreneur really forever, but my sort of adultish journey in entrepreneurship, stress and hardship comes from, number one, lack of knowledge. If you go into a business and you don't know what you're doing, you're not trained in business. And I see it all the time. Like, for example, my big background is contracting and real estate. So I've been building houses, 30 some years, literally. So I've seen so many contractors. Sorry, let's back up. I've seen so many laborers that were drywallers, framers, finish carpenters, concrete finishers, etc. Think that, well, I'm good at this trade. Boom, I'm going to now start my own business. Plumbers, oh my Lord, electricians. And here's the mofo. The problem is this: just because you're good at a trade doesn't mean that you know how the business is to be run or how to run a business. And this tool here, this skill set of how to run a business and what finances are all about. Holy shit, like, how do you make sure to turn a profit? Whoa. So just because you're a good plumber, good electrician, you like to read books doesn't mean you should go into business. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't either. It means that just like you're good at that skill set called plumbing, contracting, book reading, flowers, autos, mechanical, it doesn't matter what it is. Just because you're good at this one trade, you must master the other trade called business. And 99% of people go from being good at a trade. I love coffee. We're opening up a fucking coffee store. I'm going to private label my own coffee and I'm going to hit the road. But if you don't know what you're doing, this is where the pain kicks in. This is where the hardship kicks in, the anxieties, the panics, the holy shit, what did I sign up for? And this is where most people give up. They hit the wall and they give up because it's hard. And they think that it's just hard because the business is hard. It's actually not. What's hard is they are hard because they don't know what they're doing. And it's like me trying to pick up, like, I'm going to go fly an airplane. Okay, just literally, this is it. So running a business, starting a business and running a successful business is literally like being able to take off in a G550 and fly from LA to New York. Okay, but I've never done it before. I've sat in them. I've flown in them. I've never been at the cockpit. I've never been in control of all the shit that comes with it. So the odds of me taking off are zilch, literally zilch, let alone being able to get up in the air, let alone actually landing successfully in New York, which is the destination, which in business would be called success. So if the odds are so slim, But I'm enthusiastic, right? Because most people that start a business, oh my God, I'm so excited. I got this idea. I'm going to invent this thing and I'm going to launch it. It's going to be huge. And they go and they go and they go. It's like, fuck, nobody wants to buy my stuff. This plane will not, it won't move. The engine is on because somebody showed me how to turn on the engine. I watched a YouTube video on how to start a G550 and I got the engine to turn on. Whoa. But now, how do you make it move? How do you create what's called traction? So same thing in business. Just because you have an idea doesn't mean that you're going to have a successful business. So now you have options. What are the options? The options are you either stop, get out of that, turn off the airplane, get out of the airplane and go study, become a pilot. I don't know how long it takes to become a pilot for a Gulfstream jet. I don't know if that's a year or 5 years. I really don't know that world because I've never had interest in flying one. I like flying in them, not flying one. So whatever that, so you can stop and go get trained, go build that muscle, go understand what it takes to create success with that airplane, with that business. So then you say, okay, great. So where do I go get trained for business? How do I know how to run a successful business? And there are things out there. There are programs like MBAs and different business-oriented economics. You can take classes, get degrees. I know a lot of MBA people that suck in business. I know a lot of MBA people that are not successful. Why? Because it's a piece of paper. You haven't done the work. You're not on the streets hitting your head against the fucking walls to make you the best at that field called business. So I believe in a hybrid. So if I was to go back 30 years, here's the thing. So if I was to go back 30 years and relaunch my business career, and I've done so many businesses, it's stupid. I owned a restaurant, huge restaurant in Hollywood, California when I was 26. Bought my first real estate at 25. I mean, I was going. I've been in the vitamin business. I've done import export. I've done real estate in Europe. I've done computer business. I've done, my God, what have I done and not done over the years? But, I'm going to say how many, maybe 80% of them were absolute shit, failures, money losers, BK shit. I've never BK'd, but I've lost a lot of money. I've lost, through the years from real estate to like the restaurant. I ran it for 18 months and I had no idea. I was 26. I had no clue about the restaurant business. I didn't know what it looked like, but I was excited. So what did I tell you, right? Just because you have a good idea or you get emotional about this, I'm going to launch a flower shop. I'm going to start a restaurant. I'm going to buy a restaurant. So I bought a restaurant. Nobody told me what it looks like. I ran it for 18 months. It was phenomenal and it was horrible. I learned a lot. And after 18 months, I literally one day, I locked the doors, threw the keys in the bush right there in the parking lot. Boom, never went back, settled with the landlord and walked away. So, but what would I do back up now 30 years at the beginning of this journey? I would get educated in accounting. I would literally get educated in accounting. What is not what is money as far as like there's a dollar, but I would get educated in how it flows, income, expense, liability versus asset. That right there could have changed so much for me. I never understood that shit for so many years. I just thought, I can make money, and I've always made money. And that's, for me, that was the easy part. I'll just go make money. Oh, that one fucked up? Not a problem. I'll start another one. So I just had this attitude, which helped. But so today, if you're thinking, I'm going to go start a business, I'm going to launch this thing, whether it's brick and mortar or online or franchise, or it doesn't matter. Business is fucking business. You have income and you have expenses, and that's it. Isn't that pretty simple? And I don't care if it's currency, if it's crypto, it doesn't matter. It's still income and expense. That's it. So I would highly, highly recommend getting educated in money. How does money work? What is a profit and loss statement? What is that world? How to look at a P&L, how to look at a cash statement, how to understand literally your financial position every single morning. That's huge. Then I would take classes or get a degree in some kind of psychology, because you can only do business with whom? with people. You can only do business with people. You can only sell something to a human being, right? You can't walk up to a building and say, hey, building, how you doing? I'm going to buy you today for $1 million and you're going to be mine. That doesn't work. You still need a human being. So the reason I'm talking about getting some kind of a degree in psychological human dynamic behavior is for you to understand who you are and then to understand who you're dealing with, understanding personality types. So I would get an economics degree of some sort, and then I would get some kind of a psychology degree of some sort, and then I would go out there and hire so many coaches that have what you want. Find people that are doing or have the success that you want that offer coaching. And even if they don't offer coaching, ask them, hey, I'm launching my career. And it doesn't matter how old you are. It could be 60. I don't give a shit. But if you're launching a business at 60 and you've never done it before, you're going to get hurt. I'm just saying it is what it is. It's going to hurt. Pain will come. But if you can go to somebody and say, hey, can you help me? Like I literally have no idea. I have this great idea. I'm going to sell flowers. I'm going to have the best flowers, but I don't know what to do. Can you help me? Can you guide me? Or hire coaches, find systems, find groups of people, seminars, events, find people that are doing what you want, meaning launching businesses, scaling businesses, get around them, get information, networking groups. Wow, phenomenal. Because guess what? You're not alone. And that's the exciting part. I never knew that I can go to people and get help. Yeah, I had an accountant. Whoopee, the fucking accountant wanted what? He wanted to get his, $800 for a return and this much money to bookkeep my numbers and all this bullshit. But was that guy helping me? No, because he was on a set freaking number. If that accountant, and here's the other thing, if you can make your accountant become personally involved in your business to where it's like, hey, look, you want $800 for the return, but I'm going to only give you $400 for the return, but I'm going to give you, 1% of my profit or 5% of my profit or 10% of my profit if you help me for the next 12 months. Do you think, and hopefully you have a good idea and a good business model to where your accountant or your financial advisor can say, holy shit, that's not bad. I will guide you. I will take 10% of the house. This is like old school, like mafia conversation. Like, look, I'll take 10% of the house. I will step in. I'll guide. I'll help. All that fun stuff. So there are ways to get help. Don't do it alone. And the more people you can leverage to help you in the journey, the faster you're going to get to the thing called success. I love you guys, whoever's here. But hopefully, if you're getting on replay, hopefully the nuggets I dropped today, hopefully it does something for you to helps in the journey of you. We talked about teams and what to do with negative people inside of team. Take care of yourself first, number one. And number two, don't ever try to change anybody in that team. And number three, communicate what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. And if that doesn't go well, go to the leader and attempt the same. And back to business. In business, if you're looking to launch a business and you've never done it before or you've never had success before and you're timid, get help. The biggest thing I can tell you is get educated in finances, and you don't have to go to a college or online. Find groups of people that can help you and teach you. Go to seminars. There's so much information out there today. It's silly. And YouTube. Free online university. You can get information on YouTube about anything. So those are the nuggets I can leave you guys with today is get help. The more coaching you get up front, education, etc. It will ease your pain and it'll get you to success a lot faster. With that said, I love you guys, whoever's here. Peace. Hopefully next week goes a lot better. Peace out.